Hello and welcome back to another video. This is a response to Matt, SoulFunkRetro, and I was going to respond actually to the other week's question about how happy are you with your collection. I can sort of answer that reasonably quickly, and that is extremely happy. So collect whatever you like, it's your collection. There's no need to really be too concerned about what other people think. I think I'll just leave it there. So the one I'm going to respond to this time, although this is actually the first time I've responded, is games that sort of wowed you with consoles. Now, over the years, I've sort of slimmed down to these things you can see here. So I've not got some of the games that I'm going to mention at the end, but what I will show you is all going to be Mega Drive centric. And I've been wowed quite a few times with the Mega Drive, to be honest. More times than I'm going to be able to show you in this video, because it could go on for several hours. But I've just picked 4 games here. And the first one is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, my sort of stepdad's nephew came over one Christmas. He had a Sega Mega Drive. It must have been about 1990, and he had Sonic the Hedgehog. At the time I had an NES, and I just could not believe the graphics on this game and how fast it ran. Just the vividness of the colours, it was just absolutely incredible. And me and my sister were glued to this, so much so that he said, "Oh, do you want to borrow my Mega Drive for a week?" So we did borrow it for a week, and we just played this game to absolute death. And it was at that point that I knew I needed to get a Mega Drive. Now, unfortunately, by the time I did get a Mega Drive, Sonic 2 was out, and that's a different story altogether. So the next sort of wow game moment for me was this game here, which is Road Rash. And basically I remember going to a friend's house after school and him having this, and I just couldn't get over, again, how smooth it played, the violence, the rolling hills. It was just fantastic. The randomness of this game. Even today you play this and just the strangest things happen that you just can't explain. Say you'll come off your bike, get hit by one car flying through the air, hit by another car flying through the air, run into a cow or something like that, or something at the side of the road. It's just completely strange, some of the things that happen. And the music, just such an absolutely fantastic game. And again, I actually got my original PAL copy by swapping the engine part from my Hornby, I can't remember what it was now, I don't know if it's 747, 171, I don't know, but anyway, it was the Hornby train, with the yellow bit and the grey bit at the bottom. And yeah, I swapped that for the original Road Rash. Not this particular version, it was the PAL version. And yeah, I was really happy with the deal at the time. So the next game that really wowed me is another one I've seen around somebody's house, and it's Toe Jam and Earl. And the thing that greatly impressed me was the fact it was 2-player, and when you wandered off from each other, the screen actually split and you could carry on. To me, that was just like nothing I'd ever seen before. It just seemed so fantastic, and it was such a cool game. Again, the music, always a big thing for me, I think, with the Mega Drive, is the music. I really like it. Some people say, oh, it's not very good, it can't do this sound, it can't do that sound, or it's a bit gritty, but I like it. I think when it's utilised correctly or decently, the results are fantastic. And yeah, Toe Jam and Earl, Stoner's dream game, I guess. And last for the Sega Mega Drive, and this game, I was obsessed with this game. As soon as it's come out in the arcades, this to me was like such a huge step. It was revolutionary. And when they said it was coming to the Mega Drive, I had to get this straight away, and that was Virtual Racing. Now, I actually got the PAL version from a video shop in Hinckley. I don't know if it's still there, but I traded in something like Turtles Tournament Fighter, Rocket Knight Adventures, and I can't remember what else. And I think I come back with this and Sonic 3, and I just adored this game. We used to play this to death, even the 2-player split screen. I know now it seems horrendous looking at it, no matter how good your television is, but back then to have this at home was just amazing. And yeah, such a great game, Virtual Racing. Definitely a wow moment for me. So of course, as console generations proceeded and went on, games become more and more technically impressive. Obviously, a lot of people say I've reached a bit of a plateau now, which, to be fair, could be true. I'm not really that up with it to be able to give that proper judgment, but the PlayStation era and the Saturn era was sort of the next thing for me, and I think the Saturn, Sega Rally at home, again like virtual racing, just wow, Sega Rally at home, and it was really good. Yeah, that was a real bitter moment for me when I moved from Saturn to PlayStation, and it was sort of made up for a bit by V Rally, but it's no Sega Rally, let's put it that way. So on the PlayStation, I think it was games like Destruction Derby, especially Destruction Derby 2, because I think I got the PlayStation somewhere around then. Gran Turismo, obviously the Wipeout games, you know, they were really impressive on the PlayStation, and real wow moments for me. And the PlayStation 2, I wasn't really that aware of it. I was still happy playing with PlayStation 1 to be fair, or probably even my Mega Drive, but when I seen Tekken Tag and the Formula 1 game on it, which I think were launch titles, I couldn't believe it. It was just like so photorealistic, exactly how you'd always imagined as like a spotty teenager games are going to become, and they were getting there. It was like, wow, one day we're going to be walking around a virtual world that we could recognise, you know, around our own streets or whatever. And we're not quite there yet, but you can imagine in a few years there'll be something similar. They're already doing, you know, cities and things like that in games like Grand Theft Auto, etc, etc. And the last console I talk about wow moments was the Xbox 360. It's the first console I ever got on launch, and I've probably told this story before, but basically you couldn't get them everywhere. It was all over the news. You couldn't get them. You should have pre-ordered it. I'd pre-ordered it at Game Station. They let me down, so they weren't going to get the stock. And to cut a long story short, I ended up going to an Asda at 5 o'clock in the morning and getting the last ticket for an Xbox 360 core system. So I returned home with Project Gotham Racing 3 and, you know, some accessories and whatever else. And I went straight to the Game Station where I still had the credits to go trading my original Xbox towards 360 and picked up Call of Duty 2. And to be fair, I think they're probably the two most impressive computer games I've ever seen in my entire life at that point, because I'd never played in HD before. I'd got a HD projector and I'd got a HD monitor. I had them set up in my other room. The screen was 115 inches diagonally across on this projector, and you know, I'd only ever watched standard definition stuff on it. And I've got the VGA lead from Game Station as well, and I've already had all the wires set out and the VGA splitter and amplifier. I've got everything set up. All you need to do is plug in the Xbox 360, and I've plugged it in, and I've put the game in, and I've turned on the projector, and I've turned on the monitor, and it's all sort of come on, and boom, there it goes. I have the Project Gotham Racing 3 on this television, Project Gotham Racing 3 on this massive projector, and that was it. That was a day where I spent the entire day playing games, and literally for about 3 or 4 months when no one could get an Xbox 360, my house was just packed with people who come round to play it. I went through so many Xbox 360s, but those games particularly were absolutely mind-blowing. And I suppose as well the original Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter was also pretty impressive back at the time. But yeah, I could probably go on forever. I mean, so many great games. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out Matt's original video, and hopefully I'll load some more soon. Goodbye for now.